we're going to block our work, and I have some wedding dress and lace pins, and they're stainless steel and they're rustless. So that's what I have. And as you can see, there are quite a few in that box. There are, doesn't actually tell me, but there's lots and lots and lots. So we've got our pins. Be very careful when you open the box. So after I've laid down my shawl, it's nice and flat onto my towel, I've just got to put some water into my spray bottle. It's actually warm water. It's quite warm to the touch, not that you can feel it, but trust me, it is. And what we're going to do is we're just going to spray onto our shawl. Make sure it's on the spray and not the, there we go, not the one that comes out direct. And what we want to do is just spray all over our shawl, and we want it quite damp. You'd almost class it as wet. Now, I don't know if you can tell how wet that is, but you see it on my hand. I don't know if you can, but it's quite damp. And I'm going to just spray the whole of my shawl off camera, otherwise you'll get bored sitting me watching me do that, and I'll be back in just a moment. So I'm sorry about the angle of this one, but it's really hard to get all of this into a tiny little camera space. So what I've done, I've sprayed my shawl. I have actually moved it outwards up there, that's why it looks wider at the end. And it's quite damp. I don't know if you can tell through the camera. I'll zoom in so you can have a look. I don't know if that really tells how wet it is, but it is quite damp. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab the shawl and we're going to pull it out. So what we want to do is we want to be stretching it out we're not stretching it so it looks like it's being strangled. We're just stretching it out for its natural give. See how, I don't know if you can tell, but on here the stitches are quite open and they look really good. And as further down we get, they go quite squashed up. So you're just stretching out so the stitches open up, and it shows the beauty of the whole shawl. So we're going to grab our pins, and these things are tiny, and I don't know if they're going to show up on camera very well. That's really hard, there we go. I don't know if you can see them, but they're really tiny. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pin the edge of our shawl. Just going to move my pins up there. And I'm just going about every inch. As I go, I'm pulling just very slightly on my shawl. I'm going to grab the camera in just a sec, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just going to change the camera angle in a bedroom where nobody can get to it. And I'm just placing the pins about 3 or 4 stitches apart, and I'm pinning it to the towel, and it's also going through to the carpet as well, but that's okay. We're just going to pin that down. And I'm just stretching it out a little bit as I go. You don't want to stretch it too much, but you want to stretch it out. I'm going to change the camera angle, so don't worry, I'll show you what it looks like. We're just going to work our way along. And you can steam block this. That says on the pattern you can steam block, but personally I was a bit scared to do it. So I am going to spray block mine. So as you can see, I'm just moving it across slightly. Just pinning this down. I'll grab the camera in just a sec and I'll show you a different angle. And of course we've got all these bits hanging out, but don't cut them off. Sew them in, but don't cut them off, because when we block it, it changes shape. So you want to make sure that you haven't made your tails too short. And that great tip comes from Erin, or Give Me Yarn 418 here on YouTube. She does that with her knitted projects as well as crochet. And I learnt that the other day when I was just watching her videos. And I thought that is a fabulous tip. So don't cut off your ends until you've blocked it, or even if you're going to wash it before you give it to someone, don't cut off your tails completely. Do it after you've washed or blocked your item. Okay, so I'm going to grab the camera and I'm going to show you what this looks like down here. You can see what I've done. So here we go. The pins don't show up very well. They're only tiny and they're quite thin as well. You can see them along the edge there. So that's what I'm doing. Try and get it as straight as possible. See, that bit there's not very straight. So just pin as you go along. I'll do another one. Where are we up to? So I've got one there. Stretch it out a little bit and pin it down. And I'm pushing in sideways. I'm not pushing straight down. Pushing sideways so it grabs the tail. The towel, sorry, not tail. Grabs the towel as I pin it down. Okay, and we want to work all the way along all the edges. Then I'll show you what I'm doing when I get up to the edging that's up there. How cool does it look? But it's going to look even prettier when we block it. Now that I've got one side, this side here is completely blocked. Completely pinned. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the other edge, this edge along here. I'm going to show you how to do this part later on. Can you see how it's wider here than it is up there? That isn't the way the camera's sitting, that is actually what it's done. Because what I've done is I've just sort of got my fingers and pushed it a little bit just to make it wider. And then I'm going to pin the corners, the edges down. And see how it's getting wider. Because it's wet, it will stretch. So again, I'm just sort of walking it up and then stretching it out. You may have to sort of lift it up off the towel a little bit as well. And then you can just stretch it out. See how much that's stretched? I don't know if you can see in the camera. I have to move the camera for you, hang on. Hold on. See how much it's stretched out? That's gone really narrow. So that's how much we've gained. I haven't stretched that really much. That doesn't even make a sense. I have not stretched it a lot. I've just pulled it across. And you'll need to pull it. Hi everybody. You'll need to pull it some more to pin it down. When it comes to pinning the edge, what I've got is I've pinned where I think that was a single crochet that we did there. We did single crochet all the way along, but when we did it into that single crochet from the previous row, so where the bottom of the shell is, I'm just pinning that out. And then I'm just pulling up the shawl like that. Again, pulling out, pinning there, and then just pulling the shawl up. You could pull the shawl up at the end of the row if you wanted to. Again, finding where the dip is here, pulling out, and then just so you're just pulling that where all the single crochets are in that dip part. We're just pulling that straight out from the shawl. I'm going to work your way all the way along. I've completely finished pinning mine now, so now I've just given it one more spray of the warm water, and now I'm just going to let it dry. This will probably take 2, maybe 3 days to dry. It's winter here, so it's going to take longer than normal. So hopefully it'll be dry soon. The quicker it dries, the quicker I can get the video tutorial to a screen near you. So here is my shawl finished. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go and share some love on Beatrice Ryan Designs website. All the links that you need are in the description box. Please share your creations on our Facebook pages. My page and Beatrice Ryan Designs will also be in the description box. We'd love to see what colours you have used and the way that you're wearing your shawl. Please subscribe, there'll be plenty more videos to come. Also check out the recent newsletter located on my website. Again, links will be in the description box. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crochet!